All right, hello everyone, and happy Wednesday. We have a full body conditioning session today. We're working the whole thing. Starting off with a warm up, we will not need any equipment as per usual, just our body and our mat. For the workout itself, we are going to be jumping around, having some higher impact stuff. So put on your shoes if you have them, because we will need that additional support if you are going to join me for high impact stuff. So let's get you guys started with this warm up, which starts at the very end of our mat. So we're going to come back here, standing hip width apart in our feet, soft knees. We'll bring it out into a walkout. When you get to the bottom, on the first three, nothing is happening at the bottom. We're just going to reach that plank position, come up to the top, reach our arms above our head, and repeat that one 3 times total. Trying to keep the legs straight, getting a bit of a stretch through the back of the legs. And we'll go through this 3 times of these ones. I have my little partner in crime here with me today, so bear with me. I'm running around. All right, so we'll get through 3. On the next 3, we're going to do 3 more of these walkouts, but at the bottom, when we get down here, we're going to add in this step in and then this open towards that stepped in foot. When we finish that one, we'll switch sides and do that on the other side, opening up, and then back into the plank, walking back up to the top. Woo! Lift those arms up. That was 1, and we will repeat that one 2 more sets with that step in and the open. Whew, I'm warm already. So let's get you going on those ones there. 3 of them total. Again, trying to step in as close as we can towards that hand. But some of us might be a little bit closer, a little bit further than others. And it's all good. So we'll get through 3 of those. Once you are done, you can come on up here and just turn around at the front of your mat. Just readjust my pomade. There we go. Hands down by our sides. We're going to step back into a lunge, send those arms up, turn in once towards that leg, reset, and then come back up to the top. So we turn in, reset, back to the center. That was 2. We'll be doing 5 per side, 10 total of these ones. Where we're really trying to separate that lunge and then that rotation, moving through the torso. So we'll get that going on. 10 total, 5 per side. These ones, trying to keep our arms straight. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so we'll get through those. 10 of them. Very nice. And then the next one, you will need to find something to hold on to. So I'm going to use this wall right here and hold it so that I don't have to think about my balance as I swing my leg forward and backward. There and back is 1. We'll do 10 times in this forward, backward motion on this leg. And then for the next 10, I'll turn and I'll face the wall. And then we'll go side to side. Same count, there and back is 1, and we will do 10. These ones are awesome for warming up everything in our hips, especially as you're probably feeling maybe a little bit tight in the last couple days. So this one here, we're working with whatever range of motion we have. Some of us, again, might get kick a little higher, a little further back. We'll go through 10 on that side, 10 the other direction, and then we'll switch and do the same thing on the other side. So 10 there and back, and then we'll go 10 this way, loosening up front and back of the hips, and then you'll also feel some opening in those adductors and your inner thighs. Little loosening stretch. There we go. Where are we? Perfect. Okay, so we'll get through those. 10, 10, and then same thing on the other side. The next one is a variation of a lunge that you will need some space both in front, behind, and to both sides. So we'll want to make sure that we have some room around us. We're doing a 4-way lunge. So what I'm going to do, starting on whatever leg I want, I'll step forward into the lunge. The same leg's going to now go into a side lunge. Same leg's now coming back into a lunge. And then I'll switch and I'll step out over to the other side. That was 1, and now I'll alternate. I'll do the other leg. So we have a little bit of coordination going on. We have to connect that brain and that body, trying to work both legs here, going through this 4-way lunge 3 times on both sides, okay? So if that completely messes you up and if you're kind of struggling even just to follow along here, don't worry about counting up to 3 times total. I'm going to give you guys about 30 more seconds to do this one, so we can just focus on going in all of our directions, making sure we're stepping forward and stepping sideways, stepping backwards, don't quite have enough space, and then stepping over to the other side. So we'll get through those, lunging our way into this warm-up. We're feeling a little bit warmer. There we are. Okay, so a couple more of those to each side lunges. We have a couple more to do. There we are. Very nice. Okay, so the next one, as we finish up those lunges, if you're not done, you can take about 10 more seconds to finish up. We are going to stick our arms above our head like this, straight arms, straight legs, reaching opposite arm for opposite foot, trying our best to keep our arms and our legs as straight as possible, both legs. So we don't need to touch our hand and our foot or our hand and our knee, but we do need to go in that direction. So we're alternating right side, left side. We'll go through 10 in front of the body like this, and then we'll switch and we'll do 10 reaching behind the body like this. And that is 10 per side. So 20, alternating, there you go. So we'll get through those, again, trying to keep the legs straight. We're tapping into that mobility of the hamstrings. We feel like an opening of the back of the leg. And 10 per side of both types of those ones. So both the front ones as well as the ones where we are reaching behind us. Oh, the sun is shining in here this morning. So nice. I feel like it's been raining for like weeks. Okay, so we'll get through our 20 of both of these. And then we are headed down onto the floor for the first part of our actual workout, of our exercises. So hopefully you're feeling warm. You want to roll out your shoulders a couple times, swing out your arms, whatever you want to do, grab some water. We are going to get you started here with a little bit of balance work, as we do best on Wednesdays. We like to throw it in here because it's important that we are working our balance so that we don't get worse at it or we improve at it. Both things are good. So what we're going to do today is work with a bird dog, but not just a normal bird dog, which I will show you what that is if you need a little reminder. We are going to stick you on a timer for this bird dog, which is nice. You don't have to count. What we're working with today is stacking our hands or our wrists underneath our shoulders and then our knees underneath our hips. And then we'll be extending opposite arm and leg, bringing them in, reaching them out, and then reaching them away from the midline as I kick my plant. So we'll go through again, reaching out and then reaching away, center, and then bringing them in. So this is going to be, you guys, for 30 seconds on one side, and then we're going to switch and do 30 seconds on the other side. Today we are completing 4 rounds total of these bird dogs. So let's get into these, starting with that setup position. You can get yourself set up on your hands and your knees. If you have quite a flimsy mat like this, you might want to put something else underneath your knees, like a towel or something, a second mat, something a little bit softer. Okay, so we're going to start you guys off. This clock's not going to beep. I will tell you when to switch with my words, with my beep, every 30 seconds, okay? So hands and knees, start with whatever side you would like. We'll extend those up, and here we go. Started the timer. So we're trying to kick our heel away from our body. When we get out here, we reach away, back to the center, and then we come in and together without touching the floor on this one side. So again, we're tapping into the balance, which you'll feel. It's going to be a little bit wobbly, okay? For some of us, though, this might be a bit more challenging if we just hold out here. We just reach and reset, and we just stay out here. You can try something like this, okay? And we will switch sides. So right away, we'll go over and do the same thing on this other side, whatever it was, which was probably starting off with the hold on, reaching in and out and away, going through 15 more seconds of this. So you will have 3 more opportunities, 3 more chances on this one, okay? And your second set starts in 3, 2, 1, and back to the first side. Here we go. So we'll try to go through our second set. Same thing we did on the first, tapping into that balance. Now, for those of you who really want to challenge yourself, Normally when we're set up, we have the wrists underneath the shoulders and then the knees underneath the hips. You want to make this harder. If you walk your hands and your knees closer together, we're going to be going into more of like a tightrope position, and it's going to make the whole balance situation a lot more challenging. And switch sides. So we'll go through second set, second side. So we'll keep it even here on this set, but you do have 2 more rounds. You have 2 more sets. So if you're feeling like maybe this is a little bit easy, or if you just simply want to see how that feels and really challenge yourself in terms of your balance here, then that is something that you can try, is again bringing your hands and your knees closer together before you even think about lifting them up. And switch sides. Okay, third set. Here we go. Back to the first side. Let's do it. Okay, we got some sneaky core work going on here. You'll feel work in your core, maybe a bit in your low back and your glutes, because all of that stuff is working here to keep your body from shifting and tilting, essentially falling over. And the balance. 10 seconds left here. Okay, so we're breathing through these reps, and we will switch sides. Okay, so on to our second side, third set. We have 1 more round after this one, and then we are moving on from this part. Okay, so we'll keep working through this, breathing through this. 10 seconds left right here, and then we have 1 final set. And that last set starts in 3, 2, 1, and we will switch back to our first side. Let's do it. Last set. Okay, this is it on here. And we will take our sweet time with all of our reps. Breathing through them. There you go. 15 more seconds on this side. And we just have to do that on the side. These ones are probably wearing out. 3, 2, 1, and we will switch. Okay, last set, last side. Let's do it. Final rounds of the balancing things. Okay, so we'll breathe through these. There you go. Finishing strong. 10 more seconds left. Bird dogging it out. There you go. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, nice work, my friends. So we can stand up off the floor. Hopefully you felt challenged by that, okay? In terms of your balance. Again, you probably also felt some work happening in your core. All good stuff, and it is all done. So what you can do now is stand yourself up, grab yourself some water, shake it out. We are going to start you off on our 1 and only circuit that we are going to be doing today. So today we have a big old conditioning circuit that we are going to follow through. 5 different exercises that we are going to work with, done off of a timer. So we'll be working through 60 seconds, 1 minute intervals. So we'll be working as hard as we can for 1 minute and then resting as hard as we can for 20 seconds, okay? So we have that 20-second interval that we will be following between each exercises, between each round. And then we are gonna do this thing, okay? We have 4 rounds total. So it is a big old conditioning circuit. It's all in its name. First things first, what we're going to do is talk about our exercises, starting off with the first one, and then the other ones we will talk about and show you on that timer so that we can start and get going on our first set so we can get through this. So we are starting off with our first movement, which is going to be our athletic burpees. Woohoo! Getting them done right away. So we'll be working with this athletic burpee. Bad timing for one of these weird pop-ups. There we go. Athletic burpee for the first 60 seconds. Okay, and we are going to start here, get this done, and then we will show you the other 4 exercises on the timer once I press start. So let's talk about this athletic burpee. Ideally, I would like you to stand kind of in the middle of your mat, hands down to the floor, jumping out into a plank, jumping in into like a wider kind of squat stance, and then jumping up for joy because you're so happy to do these athletic burpees. Now, for those of you who don't jump, you're going to do these a little different. Still squatting down like that, stepping out instead of jumping, stepping in, and then simply just standing up, still raising the roof because, yeah, you want to involve those arms. So this is going to be the first one. a minute, okay, which is quite a long time to do these. So we're really, more than anything else today, going to be tapping into our endurance and tapping into pacing ourselves, okay? So our first round is really gonna, tell us how challenging and how hard we need to push ourselves to pace ourselves. So let's get started on this first set, athletic burpees, and then I will show you our other movements as we go through our 20 seconds of rest, okay? Now just bear with me here as I just have to do a slight adjustment on our timeout for our rest round. 20 seconds. Okay. Are you ready for this? As ready as you are ever going to be. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Let's do it. First set, first round. Let's go. Athletic burpees. We're working through trying to, again, pace ourselves, okay? Something that I totally forgot to note for you guys, which will actually probably make you feel really good, is that we get 2 full minutes of rest between each of our rounds. So we have 20 seconds between the exercises, and then once we're done that last one, which maybe is the hardest one, maybe it's the easiest one, we'll see, we will have 2 minutes of rest before we start our next round. Remember, we're doing 4. That's a little note that I forgot to tell you guys about. 20 seconds left on these athletic burpees though, so let's try to push ourselves through them, get through them. Okay, 10 more seconds of work. Come on now. Pushing yourself. 3, 2, and time. Okay, so that's our first one. Now, the next ones, I forgot to kind of note as well that we will need some equipment, specifically for this next one here, more in terms of reference points. We're going to be working with our in and out fast feet. So I would avoid using dumbbells, but I do have 2 bands set out. You can also, this is us, let's go. So we're going fast feet in and out, 2 feet in, 2 feet out. If you're low impact, we're simply just not gonna have as much jump in our step. Whereas if I am high impact, I can have a little bit more impact on my feet. And let's go, let's do this one, okay? So again, if you don't have the lines, you have imaginary lines that you have in your head that you're following along, trying to step in and out of. We want to avoid using anything that's lifted off the floor like a dumbbell or anything that's going to move, roll around, because safety first, okay? We don't want to trip and fall. It's not worth it. We'd rather just use our imaginary lines. 20 seconds left, okay? Woo! So we'll try to, again, pace ourselves through this one. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, so we can go ahead and just move those guys out of the way. If you have a dumbbell, we want 1 dumbbell for this next one here, placed on the floor at the front of our mat. We're going to bring ourselves to the back of the mat. For this next one, we'll be walking out to the bottom. When we get down here, we're going to pull it in, and then walk up to the top. Woo! And this is us. Let's go. So we walk out. If you don't have a dumbbell, then you can just imagine again that you have one. You're pulling in that air, and then we are walking up to the top. Okay, so let's work through this one. Yes, the weight of your dumbbell will influence how hard this is. So if we have a heavier weight, it's going to feel a lot more challenging than if you have a lighter dumbbell or that air dumbbell or something like that. So we'll just work through this one, trying our best when we are rowing to control what's happening with the hips. We want to keep them as stable as possible, trying to avoid that tilting, that shifting. 15 seconds left. We got this. We do. Come on now. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. So same thing. We're going to go ahead and move him out of the way. As for our next one, we just need space. We're going to be working with our infamous lateral ski hop. So come on over. One side of the mat, we're going to turn sideways, narrow stance in our feet, butt back, arms down. So I am in kind of backward position here. And then 2 feet, I'm going to jump and land. 2 feet all the way down to the end of my mat, trying to get as straight as possible between those jumps. If you're low impact, we can do this one in place and just shoot up onto the toes rather than actually leaving the floor to a jump, okay? So we're working through 35 more seconds, trying to think about getting more of these hops in rather than taking a bigger distance to the side. There we go. Good work, you guys. 15 more seconds left. We got this. Woo! Okay, breathing through this one. Burn legs, okay? It's part of the deal. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so the very final one that we are going to work through. We have our split jump, lunge jump combos. So we're going to need, again, some space. On one side, we'll be jumping into our split jumps, all the way over into our lunge jumps. One on each leg, and then we'll send ourselves all the way back down, and then one on each leg. If you're low impact, what you're going to do is step back, and then you can take yourself in your fast feet in and out, all the way down, and then we will step back rather than jump. Let's go! 35 seconds left, my friends. Following this one, we'll have 2 minutes of rest. Sounds pretty nice right now. Yes, it does. Okay. 25 seconds left. There it is. Okay, working through this one. Jumping around. There we are. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, so right now, timer has now transitioned into the 2 minutes of rest, which has already started, okay? So what we're going to do right now, this first set, you probably feel, quite gassed from that, but you will definitely feel more worked in the next few sets, okay? So right now, we're still moving. You can still walk around the space that you have. Drink your water, okay? Take some deep breaths, but keep in mind, you might be feeling kind of ready to start your next set right now. On the next rounds of our rest in this 2 minutes, we want to earn it, okay? So we don't want to be feeling antsy, like we're ready to start that next set of our circuit. We want to need this rest to cool down and calm down, okay? So that means we have to push ourselves really hard in our exercises so that we get here and we can use this to actually rest, not to just, stand around and wait. We want to be huffing and puffing right until the end, okay? So we're going to start you off again with those wonderful athletic burpees, okay? But you just take a couple more mementos, specifically 45 seconds more to yourself here to just breathe, okay? So we have 3 more sets, and then we're done. Like, this is it for today. We have a nice little stretch at the end, and then we are finished and free to go. All right? So we'll take 30 more seconds here to breathe. Starting off, let's see if I can put it on here. There we go. Okay, so are you ready for this? Well, ready or not, we are starting in 10 seconds, okay? So get yourself set up for your first exercise. Remember, I will remind you what all of them are if you forgot 5, but the first ones are athletic burpees. So get ready, center of the mat, front of the mat, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go, okay? Second set, let's do it. And trying to pace ourselves so that we can go the entire minute, okay? We don't have to stop. Even if we kind of slow down a little bit, maybe some of ours are low impact, that's okay too, but we'll try our best to not stop as we go through this entire round. Especially on your second set. I mean, the first set, the second set, you're nice and fresh, although maybe we are, feeling our last couple sessions that we did, but now is the time where we will try to push ourselves, as in theory, we have most of the energy compared to how you're going to feel in the third and the fourth set. So 15 more seconds. Burpees. Have to throw these in, put them first. Get them out of the way, right. All right, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, so the second one is our in and out fast feet. So we are, again, wanting some form of some reference points. I'm going to use my 2 loop bands here, a little bit wider than my hips. A couple deep breaths. All right, and let's go. So eventually, as we kind of master this one, we can start to move our arms, opposite arms, and kind of have them flowing like this. But if that completely messes you up, then you can just hold them in front of you here and start off slow. The nice thing about this one is that we can really challenge ourselves and push our intensity, and we really only rely on our bodies. So, you know, moving your feet faster, moving your hands faster, you feel it happens, all right? The heart rate goes up. Feels like you start to want to stop, but that's when it's most important that you push yourself and see if you can even go a little bit faster, okay? 25 seconds left. You'll be surprised, especially in this one. You really get it going on here. If everything is shaken in your body, you are doing a good job, okay? We want you moving. 15 seconds left. Arms and legs and feet. Let's go, okay? Less than 10 seconds. Strong finish, my friends. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, so we'll go ahead, move these guys out of the way, grab that dumbbell, put them down in the center there, and then we'll bring ourselves to the end as the next one is our walkout with that row at the bottom. Yeah, so fun. All right, let's go. So let's do it down to the bottom. Plank and go through that row, try and control the hips, and then we'll walk up to the top. Reach the arms up, woo, and do it again. 45 more seconds. So this one might be a little bit slower paced. More importantly than this one, than your speed, although I do want you moving fast and efficiently, is your control in your hips when you're rowing. If your hips are kind of tilting and shifting all over the place, well, you're not going to get that core work that we would get if you controlled that. So we'll try to remember that. 20 more seconds left. I know it is not easy, but really none of this stuff is, which is why we're here, so we can do it together. 10 seconds left, okay? Breathing through this one. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Right. Very nice. So we're moving on to the next one, which is our lateral ski hops. I had to check our list there. So many movements at once. Okay, so we're going to work with these lateral ski hops. Potentially the hardest one, right? Because the legs, they burn so much, okay? But we'll try every rep to see if we can get ourselves a little bit more straight. This one can be kind of hard to push yourself. So if you need a little reminder, what you can do is at each side, you can take a little moment to breathe. But when you're going to each side, we'll try to get through them every time, exhaling. And then when you get here, you can just kind of hold here, take a big breath, and then see if that kind of helps you pace so that you don't have to stop, you know, and walk around or sit down, because in this one, the burning legs, you might need something to help you get through it. Let's do it. 13 seconds. That is not a lot of time. Can you get maybe over there one more time? Maybe 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice job. Okay, so we'll clear some space if you do not have it for our split jumps. All right, are you ready for this? Ready? We get 2 minutes of rest after this. Not so bad, right? Okay, split jumps. Here we go. We'll take ourselves all the way down and up, split jumps until we lunge it out. Okay, we'll take ourselves all the way back. So we'll work through this one. There it is. Second set, 45 seconds left. There we go. Okay, halfway there. Arms and the legs on the lunges and on those split jumps. We'll try to connect opposite arm, opposite leg, and see if we can get them working together. 10 more seconds left. Okay, so bring it on over to that one side. Get those lunges in. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, you guys, we have 2 minutes of rest now. So what you can do right now is just rest, okay? You're probably feeling maybe a little bit, again, more worked than that first set that we did, okay? Because, yeah, it all is kind of progressive, and it gets harder and harder as we go. There we go. It was a cool down period. So we have 1.5 minutes left of you to simply just rest, okay? And we know that moving, I'm always reminding you, I'm always talking about this, that moving helps a lot, okay? Because the body likes to move after the heart rate is up, and we're going to keep it up. So we'll keep moving around the space that we have, drinking some water and taking deep breaths, okay, for the next minute. And then we have our third set, which is going to bring us past the halfway point. So nice. 2 more rounds, and then we are done here. Okay, a couple stretches, free to go. So we'll take this time right now, and most of us are probably really appreciating this 2 minutes of rest after doing that circuit there, because this is quite a bit longer for these exercises than we normally do, our 40 to 45 second rounds. The 60s, they really do catch up to you. So 20 more seconds here, and then we have my third set, starting back with our burpees. Are you ready? Probably not, but the timer is coming to an end, so I am going to get you guys to get ready for your third set. Okay, athletic burpees starting in 5 seconds. Last deep breath. 3, 2, 1, and let's do it. Third set. Not quite the last one, but the second last one. Okay, so let's see if we can make this one our strongest set, all right? Going through this as quickly as we can, no matter if you are high impact, low impact, whatever you are doing. We will try to pace ourselves, but push ourselves. Okay, 30 more seconds left. There we are. Okay, 20 seconds. So we'll see if we can get at least 5 more. Can you get them? It's not going to be easy. 10 seconds. Woo, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. All right. We have our fast in and out feet. So we'll set up our bands. Again, you can use a long band like this, okay? Or nothing. If you don't have anything, that's okay too. All right. Are you ready? Set. Let's go. So make these quick feet in and out. Trying to move our feet as fast as possible. Again, trying to tap into coordination. Connecting our hands or our brain and our feet, and then trying to make them move faster, which is totally easier said than done, especially on this one. This one is way harder than it looks, especially as we get tired. Your feet kind of start to slow down. They don't really do what you want them to do, which is taking that much more energy for you to control them, which is what we want. 30 more seconds. So we'll see if we can hold this here and maybe even add a little bit to it. Maybe go a bit faster than we're going right now. We're nice and warm. We know what's going on here. We've already done it twice. This is the perfect time to push yourself right now. 10 more seconds left. You will not have a better opportunity. You know that last set you're going to be more tired on. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Okay, on to the next one. We're going to set up our dumbbell. Okay, putting it out there like this. Coming to the end of the mat, we have this walk out to row. Deep breath, and let's do it. Down to the bottom, and work with both sides. Now, if you are struggling to control the hips, wider feet is easier. So rather than having your feet together like this, you can try widening them up out here and see if that makes that easier for you to not tilt in your hips. 30 more seconds. So again, we're taking our time with these ones. You can go fast on the walk out and the walk up, but the rows themselves, we want to go slow, we want control, we want stable hips. But 15 more seconds. You've got this. You do. Okay, okay. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, we have the final one of our third set. No more set, and we are done here. Not so bad. Okay, so we'll make sure that we have that dumbbell out of the way and everything out of the way because we need some space for the next one, which is our lateral ski hops. Let's go. I know I just told you there was one left, but there's 2 left. Let's do it. We have these guys here. Number 4 of our 5 movements. Let's go. So we started this one, the leg burner. Now keep in mind, you can kind of make this one a little easier on the legs or a little harder on the legs, depending on how you're feeling right now. If your legs are on fire and they're not going to make it, what you can do is not sit so low. You're gonna have the butt a bit more lifted. On the flip side, if you want more leg burn, if you're crazy like that, okay, if you want that work, then get your butt down, okay, because the lower you get in that squat, the more to or you don't. You got options. 15 more seconds to do your thing. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, now we are at our last one of our third set, which is our lateral split jumps to lunge jumps with this little combo move. Okay, so get yourself ready. Our feet set up, then opposite hand, opposite arm and leg, and then we'll go through. Let's do it. Trying to keep our weight centered, move both of our legs and both of our arms, everything at the same time. Once again, start off a little bit slower, and then eventually try to build up your pace so that you're moving faster, and so fast that you cannot go any faster. 35 seconds left. Okay, we have 2 minutes of rest. And our last round. Woohoo! Strong finish, my friends. 20 seconds left on these ones. Go. So pace yourself, which is actually quite easy to do on this one. And pretty simple to just slow down a little bit and go faster. Okay, so let's try to earn this rest. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, so we have 2 minutes, and it has started counting down for this rest period right now, the last 2-minute rest period, although you will have a couple minutes after we finish this last round before we start our stretches, okay? But what we're going to do is finish up with 1 more set of this very, maybe not so fun, but important stuff. So we're going to do our last round, 5 exercises, a minute on each, and then we are finished, okay? All the hard work is done, and we just get that nice stretch, which we know feels good, the moment we've been waiting for, to the end. So you have 60 seconds, my friends, to take some deep breaths. Try to calm your body down, cool your body down, control your breathing. Okay, we're taking the deep breaths. Remember, we don't want those shallow breaths. We want to send that oxygen in so we can use it. Athletic burpees. Okay, this is going to be your last set. If you need, something to challenge yourself with, 60 seconds. We'll see if we can get at least 15 of these in. Okay, 15 is not easy, but is possible, okay? Upward maybe to 20 burpees if you want to count. This is optional. You don't have to, okay? But sometimes at this time in our lives when we're tired and when we know it's the last round, this stuff like this and having like a number, especially number 3, helps us get and work a little bit harder, okay? So are you ready for this? Well, 20 more seconds for you to get ready, okay? So we're going to take that before we start our final set. I'm just going to take us to the end. All right. Let's get this done. Ready or not? I'll stop you in 5 seconds, okay? Athletic burpees. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Okay, last set. Let's do them as many as you can. Okay, again, if you're keen on counting, if you would like, we're going for at least 15. But I think that you guys can get more than that, all right? That's just our very standard baseline. But I'm thinking maybe you can get upwards of maybe 20. It's not going to be easy, though. Okay, you got 40 seconds left. So you need to get to work to not only get these in. We're trying to get our heart rate up as high as we can. Okay, halfway there. There you go. Okay, breathing through them. Every rep, we exhale, jumping up, trying to keep that breath flowing. We don't end up holding it. 15 seconds left. Last set of them. You got this. Okay, a couple more. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and very nice work. Those are done. Isn't that a nice feeling? All right, so on to the next one, which is our fast feet. Quick feet. Okay, so we'll work through setting up those reference points. And ready, and let's go. Okay, working through this one. In and out. Fast feet. As many as you can. Okay, this one again is much more about pacing yourselves. There we go. Okay, so again, we'll find a nice rhythm here. We'll find a nice pace, and we will hold it so that we don't ever go slower than what you are doing right now. 30 seconds, okay? But maybe you can go a bit faster. Maybe add a little bit on there. Get everything shaken a little bit more. 20 seconds left. Okay, we got this. We're almost there. We'll keep the feet moving and trying to, again, control them. Last 10 seconds. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are done that one. All right, walkout rows. Walkout rows. Okay. Ready? We're set up here with our dumbbell, and let's go. Here we go. So we'll walk down to the bottom. And when we get down here, we'll try to have as much control, pulling both in, and then walking back up to the top. Woo! Okay, 45 seconds left. I'm taking a little bit more time with this one, not rushing through. Okay, 30 more seconds left. Okay, walking out, trying to control those hips. 20 seconds, we'll go for a couple more of these. Maybe 2. Less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, body weight till the end. We have our last 2 movements. Our lateral ski hops, potentially the hardest one. Okay, just because of that leg burning action in there. We're gonna get them done though. Okay, in 3 seconds. So get ready because we are starting right now. Let's go. Again, we're trying our best every jump to get ourselves as straight as possible at the top, reaching above our heads. There you go. okay? So arms up and chest stays up. We're trying to breathe through them by exhaling through them. There you go. God, I'm eating a leaf. 20 seconds left, you guys. You got this, okay? Then pace yourself so that you do not have to stop, okay? Even if you are going a little bit slower towards the end, that is okay. Three, two, one, and time. Okay, last one is our split jumps to lunge jumps. We are walking it off for the very last time. Okay, so bring yourself over to one side. Set up. Ready for those split jumps. Okay, arms and legs. Last set. Last one. We got this. Let's go. Here we go. And we're trying to get as many of these in until you reach that one side. As many of those jumps in. And for smaller ones, faster ones. 45 seconds left. There we go. Okay. Let's go through this one. Because this is the last one. 25 seconds to the end. Not so bad. Okay, we gotta push ourselves right now so that we can get the most out of this session, out of this exercise. 15 more seconds of it. Try to again have control, but move everything faster within that control. 10 seconds. That's where we really start to get that heart rate up, which hopefully that is what you're feeling right now. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, because you, my friends, are done our big old conditioning circuit. So what we're going to do right now is take a couple minutes of rest, where all we're going to do is just that. Okay, we're going to rest. So I have 2 minutes set on the timer, where you can walk around the space that you have, drink your water. Okay, we are going to do some stretches together today, as well as I will leave you with a couple. We have 2 that we're going to follow through, holding them for about a minute on each. And then we will have a couple that I will leave you with that you can take or leave. If you want to make some time after we're done this, then you can do them, or not, that's okay. But we are definitely going to get a couple in so that you do not forget to do them or don't do them, get distracted. So right now, again, we're cooling down because you probably need that, okay? Because if you did that properly and correctly, that conditioning circuit there, you are most likely feeling really hot and heavy, like your heart rate is going like crazy, okay? So we need to calm that down so that we feel like we can have a conversation, okay? So once you're feeling that way, you can join me in these stretches. There is about 45 seconds left on that clock. I've actually stopped it so that the annoying alarm doesn't go off. But take as much time as you need, okay? To cool down, to calm down before you come down and join me on the floor in our first stretch, which is our half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So we're going to get ourselves into this position. This one is quite important to do for a few reasons. Number one, because we did a lot of stuff to work the front of the hips, as well as everyday life does a lot of stuff to work and tighten the front of the hips, which leads to some serious problems like lower back pain or just feeling like your hips are tight. Those 2 things, the low back pain and then the tight hips, we can avoid, okay, by keeping these guys nice and open and loose. So come on down here, join me in this stretch when you are ready. And we are here for 1 minute, which I've already started counting on my running clock on my screen up there. So 60 seconds is going to give us the most benefit, even a little bit longer. Anything less than that, those 20, 30-second holds, they really don't do much, especially for this really complex group of muscles, like the hip flexor. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. So we're going to give ourselves a good opportunity to stretch that. If you're not feeling a stretch in your hip, you should be, okay? It shouldn't be painful, but it should feel like tension. A couple things you can do are that pelvic tilt, so tilting your pelvis under, or activating that glute, so squeezing your butt and contracting the glute on this side here. Both of those things kind of do the same thing, but they will make you feel this more. So we'll hold this here for about 10 more seconds, because I've been almost talking for like a minute about this stretch, because it's so important. We'll hold this. So we'll take a couple more deep breaths, and then we shall switch sides. So if you join me kind of towards the beginning there, you can go ahead and switch. If you need another 10, 20 seconds, that's okay. And we will try to do the same thing on this second side here. So we'll hold the stretch with that same positioning in our hips. And we are stretching. And now is the perfect opportunity for us to stretch because our body is nice and warm. If you are someone who tends to have kind of chronic lower back pain or a constant tight lower back, this stretch will always help you opening up the hips. But we want to make sure that we're doing it when we're warm, not like first thing in the morning when everything's tight. We want to do some movement, whether that's going for a light walk, 5-10 minutes, or doing just some leg swings, some of the warm-up movements that we do before our workouts. And that will help you kind of loosen everything up and prevent yourself from injury. Prevent us from hurting ourselves, because we tend to do that. So if you join me here on the side, again, we have about 10 more seconds to that minute. We have one more stretch that we will be working through today. And this stretch is actually all about your adductors, your inner thighs. So once we're finished this one, you can come out of that one there. And we are going to be turning, and I'm just going to actually tilt my screen down just a tad. There we go. Because we're going to turn, I'm going to turn forward into my hand and knee position like this. So I'm on my all fours. Again, if you are someone with a really flimsy mat or sensitive knees, you might want to put a cushion or a pillow or a towel underneath your kneecaps. It just feels a bit better. It shouldn't feel painful there. But what we're going to do is extend the leg like this. So I've stuck out that leg right away. I feel inside of my thigh opening up and stretching. Adductor muscle. If I want to feel it more, I'll take this hip and push it down towards the floor. So we want to make sure that hip's not tilting up like this, but rather it stays squared off with that other one. And then what we're going to do here is lean and rock our hips back behind us, which is going to increase what we're feeling at stretch in that inner thigh. We'll hold this here for about 30 seconds. We'll hold it. Trying to, again, relax into the stretch, not be painful. So if you're feeling pain, ease off, okay? And just hold the tension. That tension is going to stretch you. The pain is too much, so we don't want to feel that. And it's a very fine line. A very little shift makes a big difference. So we'll hold this here 30 seconds. Now, if you join me when I kind of started here, we'll come back and rock our hips back forward, and then we'll bring ourselves into a big round. So we'll round our back, which will, again, kind of give us a bit of a different stretch through the back of the leg. And then now we'll relax and switch and do that same thing on the other side. So I'm going to kneel my way over here so that I can still face you guys. And then stick a leg out. And we will go through, again, that rock back with the hips, holding this here for about 30 seconds. Stretching, stretching. So breathing, again, no pain. Okay, it should just feel tight. And you probably see what I mean about the kneecap. If your mat is kind of skinny like mine, it's not the most comfortable. So now, again, we'll come forward and then we'll round that back. Get a nice stretch through the upper back, the lower back, that inner thigh, back of the leg, and then we'll relax and come out of that one. Okay, so hopefully we're feeling a little looser in the hips because that was kind of the goal there. Now, a couple more stretches that we can do. Upper body, lower body. If you would like to stretch your chest and shoulders, now is the perfect opportunity. And we know that this kind of stuff always helps with our posture. The last one that you might want to focus on today is something for your back muscles. So we'll find something to hold on to, door handle, TRX, door frame, bookshelf, whatever it is. One side is going to hold, then we can lean back and turn so that we feel that nice big stretch down that side of our back. So we'll hold this one again, about 60 seconds on each side. And do 60 seconds on this side, a minute on this side, and that one is going to help you, again, loosen up the back here. And then this guy can either go here, door frame, wall, whatever it is, okay? Throw those in. And then anything else, my friends, that you would like to stretch, feel free to do. You are done with me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tanis, for hanging out with me in the Zoom room. Hopefully you feel good. and I will see you soon. And if you were watching the replay, please drop a comment below so I know you were here. And have a great day, you guys. We will see you tomorrow for upper body. And he was such a good boy today. He didn't get on the screen, so yay. All right, thank you guys. Bye. Such a good boy.